for coming back to my channel today. Tonight I want to show you how I have been knitting scarves lately. It's something that I find really fun and relaxing and easy. Something to do while I watch Netflix or listen to a podcast or an audiobook or something. Just something fun that you can almost do mindlessly, but then you get something nice out of it. So I thought I would share with you how I've been doing it in case you want to do it too. And I have lots to say, but I can say it as we're knitting and making progress on our scarf. So I might as well get started. So first, these are the needles that I use. They are, I believe they're a 10 millimeter needle. So you can, like, I would say somewhere like 9 or 10 millimeter is good for a scarf, because you don't want it to be like super tight and like little knit stitches, because otherwise it would take you forever with the big needles, and then like a fairly large yarn, you can knit really fast. So I use a 10 millimeter needle, and this is the yarn that I have to use today. I get this yarn at Michael's, and this particular kind is really soft. It makes for a really nice feeling soft scarf. So this is what it looks like. It's the homespun thick and quick stripes, and then it says here, it says usually like somewhere on it what size needle is good for this type of yarn. So I look for the ones that say 10 millimeter. So this one says on it 10 millimeter. So that means, like, together these will make a nice scarf. So you just start by finding the end of the yarn, and a lot of times you have to pull it out of the middle. Okay, so I found the end here, and then I'm just gonna slip off this piece of paper off of the yarn because I don't really need it. Okay, so yeah, it's this nice, like, it's kind of like a blue purple, and then it has some like green, yellow, red in it as well. I thought it was really pretty. So first thing you're going to want to do is take the end of the yarn right here in your hands, and you want to make like a slip knot. So what I do for that is just fold over. Like, if you can see what I'm doing, I like fold it over with leaving a little bit here at the end, and then you're just going to put this tail in front of the loop, pull it through, okay, and then grab the other end and pull, and then you get a knot. So I'll do it again slowly so you can see. Okay, so you leave a bit at the end, and then you make a loop like this, just like across it, and then you bring this over in front, this extra string, and then you pull the extra string through the loop, not like all the way, but you kind of pull it through and then pull, and then it makes this knot here, and you can pull on this end to like make it smaller. So then I take one needle and slip it through the knot, and then you can pull it like kind of so it sits on the needle nicely without you having to hold it or anything. So that's the first stitch of the scarf. And you can make the scarf as wide as you want just by adding on more stitches. But I think I did maybe 18. I try and do it wide enough so you can fold it over, just for like added coziness, I guess. So, but it's totally up to you. Just you keep going and adding more stitches, and when it's at like a width that you think you would want for yours, then just stop. So, to make the next stitch, what you're gonna do is take your finger and like make a gun like this, and then you're gonna kind of grab with your finger this extra yarn, not the little tail, but I think it's called the working yarn, and then you just kind of pull it, and then you're gonna like rotate your gun so that it makes a crisscross. So point your gun not towards the end, or towards the end of your needle, like opposite, going the opposite direction to your needle. Pick it up with your finger, the working yarn, and then twist your gun towards the end of the needle so they're facing the same direction. And then you want to go in the yarn, and then you just kind of pull it. So now you have 2 stitches. So one more time. Make your gun opposite direction, pull on the yarn, twist it, and slip the needle through and pull. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to do 18. Once you get the hang of this, you can do it like really quickly. It's super easy, and you don't have to like even think about it. You can just do a whole bunch. So there I have 5. We'll do 6, 7, 8. I have to pull on my yarn to give myself some more loose stuff to work with. How many is that again? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so that's 18, and the width is whatever the width is, like when it's pulled out like this. That's how it's going to look when it's finished. So you can see it almost takes up the whole width of the needle. So if you were to fold it in half, it would then be about like this wide. So that's kind of how wide I like it. That ball of yarn, if you only did half of this and made a thin scarf, you could probably make 2 scarves out of 1 ball of yarn. So it's not expensive at all. It's really cheap. It's mostly just your time. Like I think this ball of yarn, it was like $12.99 at Michael's, and they always have coupons for like 40% off or whatever. And yeah, so it's really cheap. It's mostly just the time that it takes to knit, but it really doesn't take that long, especially if you're watching a good show. The time just flies by. Okay, so now I'm going to just actually start with the knitting. So I'll just grab. What you do is stick your needle in like one of these loops here, the first loop, so that it kind of looks like this. So this is your needle with nothing on it. you always hold the needle with the stitches on it in the left hand. And then you take this extra string, you wrap it around the back of the back needle, and then you kind of pull your needle back and then stick it underneath of the other needle and pull it off. So I'll do that again so you can see. It's kind of hard to explain. Let's see. So you stick in your needle in behind, okay? You take this yarn and you wrap it around the back of the needle, coming to the front of the needle, and then you hold it there, and then you pull down with this needle. You pull down and stick it in behind that loop, and then pull it off of the oh, it went really blurry. You pull it off of the needle. So again, stick the needle in behind, and that is knitting a stitch. So pull it in behind, wrap it around the back. You kind of pull this needle down and underneath the yarn that's capturing it, and then off the needle. So in, around the back, down and in, and like that. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. It's really not that hard. Once you know how to do one, you can, basically just run with it and do a bunch. And it might take a little bit of getting used to, like, it's hard to kind of know how to hold your hands. I'm definitely not a professional by any means. I don't probably hold my hands the proper way, but it's just whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever gets the job done, because I don't think that it necessarily looks any different based on how you hold your hands. It probably just affects your efficiency, how fast you can do it, which doesn't bother me if it takes a long time. I just watch TV, do my thing, and it's nice to kind of have something like this on the go to do while you watch TV. Because I noticed after I finished knitting a scarf, I really was like, what am I going to do with my hands while I watch TV? I need to, like, eat chocolate or something. But, it's really fun. I made some scarves for my friends and family for Christmas gifts, and it was so fun to see their reactions, and it made me feel really good. So it's definitely something nice, like if you're thinking of a gift to give to someone in your life and you think they might like a scarf, it's definitely something that's not that hard. All you have to do is put in the time, and you can probably do it. Like, I think anyone could do it. So it's really, I think it's something really healthy to focus your energy on, especially when it's a gift, because it just makes you so happy thinking the whole time when you're thinking about who you're going to give it to and everything, and it just brings me joy. So that's the first row complete. So then you switch over this needle with all the yarn on it over to the other hand, and you hold your blank needle in this hand always. I don't know all the proper terms, like it's definitely probably not called the blank needle. That's just what I want to call it. And then all you do is repeat. So you do the exact same stitch over and over and over again. and until you get your scarf to the length that you want it, which at that point then you cast off, which I just realized I'm not going to be able to show you how to cast off because there's no way I'm going to finish this scarf tonight. I would say it probably takes, I don't know, several hours to knit a scarf, at least of this width and length that I like to do. I don't know, it probably takes 6 to 8 hours or so to make one, so it's almost my bedtime. I don't think I'm gonna sit here for 6 to 8 hours and keep knitting this, but I can assure you that there are so many good videos that will show you how to cast off when you're done, and it's super easy, just as easy as casting on or knitting. And that's how I learned. I learned really quickly from one YouTube video. I think I watched it twice, and then I just kept knitting. It's really easy. So, but basically what you want to do when you're casting off is you want to knit 2 stitches and then pull your first stitch over your second stitch off the needle and like basically drop it, but you're pulling it over your needle so it's not gonna like unravel, or yeah, you're pulling it over another stitch so it won't unravel. But I love the scarf though because it's just like a straight pattern and you don't have to worry about, like, I thought about mittens or something, but that it would be tricky because it's like a specific pattern that you have to follow and change up when you get to certain steps. And I love that this is just straight knitting, straight knit stitch until the very end. So you can kind of do it mindlessly. You can think about other things while you're doing it if you want to. You can watch TV, like I said. And you're getting something productive done in the meantime. So I really enjoyed that part of it. And I honestly think it's really therapeutic. It really helps to, if you're like stressed out, worked up about something, just sit down and start knitting on your scarf, and the stress really just kind of melts away, I find. It's relaxing, so that's why I thought it would be perfect for a video, because it's a very relaxing hobby. So yeah, we've done, I don't know, 3 rows so far, I think, and this is what it looks like. So we're getting like a little start on it. I'll knit just a couple more rows so you can see what it's going to start to look like. Gotta keep pulling on the yarn. So I wanted to tell you guys about an idea that I had. I really was trying to think of a way that I could just interact with you more. I love reading. I love reading your comments, and I read them every day, and I love them. But I thought, what's like another way that I could interact with you guys, and like I want you to know more about me, and I want to learn more about you. So I just thought, had an idea while I was listening to a podcast actually, and the podcast host was kind of just discussing a topic and talking about her experiences and her kind of advice, I guess. And I thought, wow, like I really like that. And I think she was talking about getting into new things and fear of trying new things because we're afraid that we might be bad at them, and we don't want to embarrass ourselves and things like that. And that really resonated with me because there are a lot of things that I maybe have wanted to try, but I just decided I better not because I'm afraid of what will happen. The unknown sometimes is really scary. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here, but I was listening to that podcast and I thought, wow, that is so cool. Like, I love to hear her thoughts on something that I've experienced personally like that. So I thought I would love to do a video as often as you guys would like to see one on just discussing things that you guys want to hear about. So it's maybe something that you're struggling with or dealing with, something maybe you want advice on, either from me or anyone else who might see these videos. I will leave the link to my Instagram down below, and I would love for you to DM me on there if you want. It will be like, I will leave everything completely anonymous. If you tell me anything, I will never say your name, but I can mention the topic that you want to talk about in the video and give my take on it, and also leave it open to the interpretation and for comments from everyone else who watches the video. So if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, it really excites me. Then please, you can comment on this video if you don't mind people seeing that you said it, or please DM me on Instagram and I'll keep your name private. But I just thought that might be a nice thing to do, and we might all grow closer because of it. And I feel like this channel is at the perfect, or a really good point to do something like this, because it's small enough where I can talk about and bring up everything that everybody wants to say and wants me to discuss. I'll be able to do that. But it's also, it's big enough, and there are it's a large enough audience, I guess. People seeing this video who would, maybe benefit from it. And like, enough people watch these videos that I think there's a good chance that if you want to talk about something that you've been going through, that probably someone else has been going through the same thing, which could definitely really help. And I would be super thankful to see videos about, like, I don't know, I would just give a few examples of some things that I would think to talk about, and if someone that I knew on YouTube was doing this, that I would maybe ask them if they would talk about. So I think things like my career, or my maybe degree that I'm going for in school. Is it right for me? These are the feelings that I've been having. How does everyone else feel? Like, do you feel like you know that this is what you're meant to do? Like, when I'm doing the right thing and taking the right major and having the right job and things like that, do you automatically know that you're doing the right thing, or is it just that you don't feel a sense of unhappiness? How would you describe things like that? So that's just something that I would be really interested in hearing other people's thoughts on. I know that there are times when I have really, really loved my work and felt like it was so fun, and the times just, the time went by really quickly. But then there have been other times where I felt like the clock just had stopped and it must have been broken. The day was going by so slow and I was so bored. And I was like, am I doing the right thing? So, I don't know, does everyone feel like that at some point or another? Or if you're truly doing, what you're passionate about, what you're meant to be doing, then do you never feel that way? Do you know what I mean? So those are things that I would like to discuss. And honestly, I just would leave it open to whatever you want to talk about. If you guys would like to see it, one like that, then please feel free to let me know. I want this, channel to be a place where you can come to always feel comfort. And if you're struggling with something, I would love to be there for you. I don't have to give advice if you don't want to, because obviously I'm not an expert, I'm not a doctor, and I don't have education on giving advice or anything like that, but I'm always willing to just hear your story and hear your struggle or whatever it may be. And I would always just say, I understand, or I can't understand, or that really sucks, or that's really awesome. And I think people don't always want a solution. Sometimes people just want to be heard and they want to be understood. So I want to be that person for you. If you have anything that you would like to send me, I really would encourage you to do so. Privately, of course. I don't want to share people's, information unless they really want me to. So, that was just an idea I had. Let me know what you think about it. And we'll see where it goes, I guess. But this is my last semester of school right now. It is going to be a crazy one. I'm going to be very busy. And I'm really not looking forward to it, but I feel like I have a little extra motivation to work hard and get through it just because it is my last semester. So we'll get through it, and then at the end of April I will be finished and I'll graduate in May, and I cannot wait. So I'll just keep working, and I think that I'm gonna try to change my attitude to be more like appreciating the opportunity that I have to learn rather than feeling bad about having to do this work or whatever. It's because it really is just all to benefit me, my education. It's not for anyone else. I'm not doing the work for anyone else. I'm just doing it for myself. So I need to learn to appreciate that. And I'm trying. And I think so far I have made some progress. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stop here for right now. This is what it looks like. So it's been about 30 minutes, and as you can see, we've made a little bit of progress. So it still needs a long way to go to become a scarf. So it definitely takes a few hours, but honestly, I could have sat here and talked to you guys and just kept knitting away. I could have done it all night, but yeah, I don't want the video to be hours and hours long, or it would never upload on my Wi-Fi. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I was gonna say, I really want to show you a scarf that I finished. Let me go get one. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So this is a scarf that I finished. So as you can see, it is quite thick, but I fold it over so that it gives you like extra bulk, I guess. And you just wear it just like, you can fold it over if you want, or you can leave it out, but it's really quite wide. So I like to wear it like folded over like that. And I put tassels on the end, and so they come out really nice. So I think if you're at all interested in it, I would say just give it a try, because it is really rewarding to see that you actually created something like that can be as beautiful as a scarf and as functional as a scarf. Because especially if you're anything like me and you don't consider yourself to be an extremely creative person, it really means a lot to see that you created something that doesn't look horrible. So if you're interested in it, give it a try. And if you need any other tips or anything on getting started, then just leave me a comment as always, or shoot me a message, and I would be happy to help in any way that I can. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you really, really soon.